Hi, welcome also for anyone new. My name is Stephanie, also known as Simmerkey. I'm a mermaid obsessed with The Sims. I love seahorses, unicorns, rainbows, kittens, and the color pink. And we stream every day, Monday through Friday. It's a family-friendly, safe, and positive stream. We love The Sims. I've been playing this game actually not that long. I know some of you have been playing The Sims for your entire lives. I've been playing The Sims for about 4 years. It is my favorite game. I love to build. I'm definitely a builder. And I actually have a bunch of tutorials in the game if you would like to learn how to build. It teaches you everything, whether you've never built a day in your life or whether you're looking for some more advanced tips and tricks. The rooms are so cute. I know, aren't they adorable? Thank you. I say I know. I built them, but you guys helped me. I think it came out really cute. All right, who's ready for the gurus? Let's give them a warm welcome. I'm gonna go connect the chat. Actually, let me do a little test and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna put a quick little BRB screen. I hope you don't mind. Well, actually, no, because then they won't be able to hear me. We're gonna have to test this live, guys. Hello, gurus, can you hear me? We are live.
Oh, we're doing it live. Yeah.
Well, if I put the break screen on, I'll have to mute myself and y'all won't be able to hear me. So let's test this.
Nobody wants to hear us anyways.
Can you guys hear them? I want to hear you. I've been waiting all day. Hi, gurus. We got a party going on. You can hear them? Okay, let me know if they're too loud or not loud enough. So for you guys just tuning in, we are celebrating the release of The Sims 4 Nifty Knitting. I keep wanting to call it Nitty Nifting. I don't know why. You guys made it. Well, we made it. It was a community voted stuff pack. The most tongue-twisting name ever.
Call it Love to Knit. It'll be fun.
Love to Knit. That's like the second name of the game because we all decided that we like that one too. We couldn't choose. So with us today, we have SimGuru Connor, SimGuru Ninja, and SimGuru Sarah. So would you guys like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do for The Sims?
Sure. I'm SimGuru Connor. I'm a designer on The Sims, and I worked on this pack.
The lead designer, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Lead designer.
Sarah?
Okay, I'll go next. Hi, I'm SimGuru Sarah. I was a producer on this pack, and I've been working at the Sims Studio for 15 years. My first pack was The Sims 2 Nightlife.
Wow. Going way back.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sarah's been here for
been a life of The Sims.
Seasoned simmer.
I
I'm
played
Dave.
The Sims before that too, so.
She's not just an employee, she's also a fan.
I would hope you're all fans of the game.
Connor hates the game, as you can tell.
No, sorry.
I'm Dave Motke, SimGuru Ninja. I'm a producer at EA. Mostly I'm just a professional troll and villain. I enjoyed being on this pack, but really Connor and Sarah are the heroes that really worked on this pack.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here. So I have a couple questions. We're going to have some chat questions too. But my first question is, do any of you knit or did you have to learn about the terms and stuff through research to get, ready for creating the pack? How did you know about the terms and what to make the interactions look like and all that?
Thankfully, there were a lot of people in the office who could knit, and that's where you got a lot of things for like frogging. Yeah, it was reaching out to people too and asking them like, oh, would you ever knit on like a surface? Like that was a big like on a desk, a lot of people didn't. So I'm like, all right, like little stuff like that we were able to reach out for.
Yeah, we actually had a couple of knitters on the SP team. Our audio lead, Drew Bowles, is a very experienced knitter. So when he was doing the audio for the knitting needles and stuff, he just had some at home to record there.
Oh, wow.
I used to knit. I had a baby, so I don't do anything anymore.
No time to knit cute baby booties or anything like that?
No.
Maybe
but
one day.
I was never above a beginner knitter, but I knew, a lot of the basic terms. And then I did spend a lot of time Googling more advanced terms when I was writing the text in the pack.
Yeah,
we also were poking the community a lot, just kind of asking them, like, not even about just knitting, but like, hey, this is an item that's more crocheted. Do you think it's okay if we make it knittable? And how should this progress? And there was a lot of kind of unofficial research going on.
Does it make it easier when a pack like this was voted on? Like, does it give you a clearer vision of what you're going to do and how to do it? Or is it kind of harder because it's so hyper-focused?
I mean, there are definitely challenges when it's a community voted pack versus, you know, just a pack you're designed by yourself. Of course, you would include things differently, but I mean, it's not like, say, harder, but you have to like, okay, we have to include these items. These items need to be knittable. It was just, I guess, interesting for this kind of pack.
Yeah, it's just a little different.
Yeah.
Like, it's really nice to be able to like freely talk to the community like way in advance, and you know, it's not like there's no secrets, which is awesome. But it's also harder because, like, you know, we allow the votes to occur, but then, you know, sometimes the things that win the votes don't all fit together perfectly well. So I feel like, you know, Sarah and Connor have to do a lot of heavy lifting to make sure that things all kind of come together as a cohesive whole, and it just doesn't feel like a bunch of little individual parts.
I think one of the interesting challenges of doing the community voted pack is because we are talking to you guys about things so early on, we kind of get locked into them. Game design, especially on The Sims, is a very fluid process. Because, you know, sometimes we'll do something and then we'll be like, oh, you know, that's not working right, or we don't like this, or, you know what, we were going to do this, but we'd rather do something else. But because we were talking to everyone, we were kind of locked in, you know, to what we were discussing.
Hopefully we touched on. I think we delivered everything we talked about in the blog, so I didn't have to like redact it. No, we're not doing this anymore. But thankfully, yeah, we were able to hit everything.
Yeah, I think one big challenge we have is how to keep some surprises and how to keep it exciting. You know, everybody's known about this knitting pack for a couple months now, and you know, Sarah and Connor and some of the other dev team have gone in and done various blogs and forum posts talking about the work that they're doing. So, you know, it's definitely a challenge that by the time the pack's being released, everybody's seen a lot of it, and we want to make sure that it still feels fun, fresh, exciting. You know, the reveal of Yarny was kind of like a little thing. The showing of infants in their knittable outfits was kind of a last minute
I wanted
thing
to hold the baby onesies until the live stream, but I was overruled. Connor really was excited and wanted to talk.
Show them.
But I was like, no, I don't want to say anything.
That was a huge shock to see that, which is super exciting because our babies have been wearing the same thing forever now. So I'm excited. I didn't actually put a baby on this lot, so we won't get to play with one. But I think we're going to play around with Plopsy a little bit. So when creating something like Plopsy, if you guys don't know, Plopsy is the online marketplace where you can buy and sell your knitted items. Did you guys integrate it with other packs as well, or is this specifically for the objects that you create through Nifty Knitting?
Oh, it's absolutely trying to be for all crafted items. I excluded perishables, but like things like paintings, woodworking, candles. There's tons. I think definitely forgetting a few. But yeah, we definitely want to integrate it more with like a better selling system for our art craftables in the game.
So does that mean if new craftables come in the future, there's a possibility that those could be integrated into it as well? Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very easy to add. You just need a tag on them, and then they're ready for Plopsy.
So I'm trying. I haven't actually played through this yet. We just built the crafting room today. But if we want to sell this, so we're just going to put list on Plopsy. Did he have to go to the computer? Is it automatically listed now?
They'll do it through their phone, and then you'll see a little headline balloon. They're like, "Oh, I'm listing this on Plopsy," and then in your inventory, it'll change color. It'll go to red, I think, or no, blue when it's listed currently.
Okay, so is it guaranteed to sell, or is there a chance that it might not sell at all?
Yeah, there's a chance it won't sell.
Oh, okay.
And it might not sell, or the opposite. It will sell very high. It will hit the maximum multiplier that someone is willing to give you. Thankfully, whatever you do get at buyer's offer, it will always be over the price it's actually worth. Like if it's worth $100, you'll probably get like an offer for $150. So that's kind of how it's working.
So you can accept it or deny it, or do you just have to accept what they offer you?
You can deny it. Like sometimes it'll be a little bit less than like, let's say the 150 sweet spot. It'll be like only 130%. So like, oh, I can try for a little higher, but at the same time, you're also kind of gambling it because it's also $10 or 10 simoleon listing fee. So you kind of want to be a little economic about it, the risk versus reward.
I'd also say your inventory is nice and clean right now, but if you have a bunch of stuff in there, you absolutely can't filter by Plopsy items. So if you just kind of want to look in your inventory and see what have I listed, what's for sale, what's not for sale, you can kind of just look just at that and make it a little bit easier on yourself.
So, okay, we have a question from chat. Can children knit all possible items, or do they have to wait until they age up to do everything?
They can do everything. Absolutely everything. That's very important. They can knit everything. They can, I think, even finish the aspiration, pretty sure, too.
Yeah.
So they can have the trait, too.
Oh, awesome. So I gave my sim the master knitting level 10. How are we going to teach her how to knit now? Is there something that has to be unlocked?
Click on her, and she needs to use the knitting basket in her inventory, and it's under friendly socials.
They both need
The
one in
kid
their
needs to
inventory?
have the basket.
I think only the knitting teacher needs the basket, and then click on your student and go to friendly, and it should pop up an option there. Yeah, it has a yarn ball on it.
Oh, there it is. Teach knit. Okay, good. I was saving some of the gameplay. I'm not a gameplay, I'm a builder, so I was trying to save some of this for when you guys got here so we could really showcase it. Now, we heard a little bit about some unexpected features like the sweater curse and things like that. How do you guys come up with these puns or Easter eggs or things to put in the game? Is that someone's job, or do you just kind of talk about it and find these as you're making the pack?
I think the sweater curse came from the original thread about, like, I asked the community about, like, oh, what kind of, like, I had like 10 questions for them. And one of the things that came up a lot was like, oh, you should do the sweater curse. You do the sweater curse. I'm like, what the heck is the sweater curse? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh no, I want to do the sweater curse. This sounds like so evil, but I love it. There's no expectation for like a sim death, but it's always, I think designers here really just like adding those little evil twists occasionally.
Yeah, some things, Steph, we totally planned for. Like, we knew we were going to put Yarny in from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But then as we're in the middle of development, sometimes you find things that are working better or worse, and you start leaning into that. So, like, Yarny kind of expanded a bit. The other thing that happens is once in a while, we'll have, like, little pockets of time materialize in certain disciplines. It's always, like, Christmas for us, because it's like, ooh, how are we going to use this unexpected windfall of time? And that's how we sneak in little things, like that's how we got Cowplant. It's something that we were kind of able to do in a relatively quick amount of time, without a lot of risk of it causing a bunch of bugs, and it wasn't going to cause us to not be able to do any of our knitting work. So having those little like surprise moments is really awesome for us.
I know you don't want to spoil too much, but is there any other little surprises or little quirks or something that you're really excited for us to find out about?
Without giving too much away, try gifting the Grim plushie to Grim.
Okay, we'll have to try that. We love death here. We love murdering Sims. We have a little saying here, welcome to the murder grotto. So we're very excited to find out about the new death. So I'm not sure you guys kind of teased it. Can you confirm, is there a new death?
No, there's no new death, but on stream I was saying what would be worse than death, I imagine. So I think the sweater curse might be crueler than death.
Okay, so there is no actual death, but
yes,
we can get a little bit mischievous. I think someone was asking, can the rocking chair fully tip over? Do we have any funny things like that?
I think that was part of the original design, but we had to scope it.
Oh.
But,
I see a kitty on your lot too. Has the kitty been playing with the yarn ball at all?
Yes, that's actually what we were doing while we were waiting. We had the kitty playing with the ball. I know you can't really trigger her to do it, but yeah, she played with it a few times. I love that. I love the cats and dogs pack. It's my favorite. So having that little integration in there was super cute to see. I love that.
yeah, there was a bit of tuning in that too, because we didn't want, because every time the cat actually knocks at the yarn basket, it creates a yarn ball, but we didn't want your house to be littered with yarn balls eventually. So those do eventually, they eventually do go away, the ones created by the cat. But yeah, no, that was really cool to add.
Wasn't that something that engineering was very
they were
clear about?
concerned.
They're like, this is going to be a performance nightmare if I come back to the lot and there's like 300 yarn balls.
Yeah, we have a certain engineer I won't name, but he is always on me every time I do something like this, and I realize a lot of my designs do involve, it just creates an object every once in a while, so he is always on me to make sure we keep it in check.
Oh, wow. So we can, okay, I'm just looking at the different interactions here. So she can knit the poof and everything like that, the mailbox cozy. That's awesome. Now the clothes, we couldn't really figure out how to unlock the clothes. For those of us that are cheaters, I know you gave us a cast unlock, but it didn't seem to work.
Was it in cast when you did the cheat?
Were we what?
Were you
have to be
inside of
in
cast?
cast.
Oh, no. Okay, so we
Okay.
actually have to go into cast to
Yeah.
make that work. Okay, we'll try that again then after. Does chat have a few questions? I have more questions prepared, but I want to make sure we're answering what chat is asking as well.
I've been trying to type some replies in.
Yeah, I see you guys are
But
doing
it goes very
awesome.
fast.
It is. It's really fast. Having the rocking chair tip over and get tangled in yarn would have been hilarious. Yeah, that would have been really cute. In the trailer, it shows the huge sweater and hat that cover the sim made the sim's hair, beard, and hair disappear. Is that fixed or is that staying like that?
I think that's just the way that the tech kind of works. So I think once you put something kind of over their face, it's really, really hard to show the facial hair underneath. What I would say is as soon as you take that outfit off, the facial hair is still there. It's just, it's kind of a weird visual artifact.
Okay.
We kind of we refer to those asset types as candy bar wrappers because you're basically wrapping your sim up. But yeah, that's just kind of how those work.
Someone's asking about Finnish extreme knitting. How did the viewers learn about that? I've never heard of that. What is that?
Sorry, it's a Finnish a festival where they listen to metal and they knit, and it sounds like a beautiful, beautiful combination.
Yeah, so we got a new metal station, which is awesome.
Yeah, how did we stumble into that? I can't remember if audio was like, "Hey, we want to make a metal station."
Yeah,
or if we had seen. How did it go, Sarah?
It was kind of twofold. One, our audio director Robbie really wanted to put a metal station in this, and he's like, "Metal and knitting go together," and people were like, "What?" And so he sent over the video. And it also came up on the forums when we were talking to players about knitting. Somebody brought it up.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, so if this wasn't a community voted stuff pack, how would you go about finding out things like that? Do you just talk to people in the office? Are you just researching?
We Google a lot.
Yeah.
But with anything like that that's kind of music driven, our audio director knows everything. He's a very, very smart man. He's been around since Sims 1. And
Hilly wants to know what each of your favorite objects were for this pack.
Oh, rocking chair, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like the little knit Grim Reapers, especially the pink one. Oh, look, you've got it right there.
Yeah.
That was just, I was like, oh my gosh, we need a tiny pink one. And that brought me great joy.
Well,
yeah,
and the knitted octopus.
Yeah,
I like the giant desk that everything's sitting on. I love how those two objects kind of snap in together. We haven't had anything like that, so I really kind of like that one.
I love the chalkboard with the sheep on it that's kind of decorating the side of it. I don't know why. Every time I look at that little sheep, it just fills me with joy. Yours doesn't. That's okay.
There he is.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know
that one.
The chalk changed until the stream. I'm like, oh, like I didn't look at this actually.
I always pick one with the sheep on it.
Nice.
So, Steph, have you seen any weird stuff happening with Yarny at all?
No, I haven't. I put 2 Yarnies out. The one on the trees, right? We've got one back here.
So you cheated those down, right?
Yeah. Does it make a difference?
It does, unfortunately. Someone needs to have the sacred knitting knowledge trait, and then they'll start freaking out. But
and by freaking out, what we mean is there's something cool that happened. So you were asking what other little Easter eggs are there. I think we might have seen like a half second of this on the live stream we did last week. But yeah, there's definitely some interesting gnomish things that happen with Yarny.
Okay, well, we're excited to find it out. I imagine if you kick him, something crazy could happen.
No, I don't think they would have liked if you could kick Yarny.
So cruel.
So, if you guys don't know, Yarny is from Unravel, which is another wonderful EA game. It's very, very cute. You guys should check that out if you haven't. Do they have to be a certain age to teach knitting, or can a teen teach a child to knit? Asked Meg.
It can be for any age, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. That's a really good interaction to include then. Yeah. I know we want more things for the kids and the toddlers, so we were really glad to see a few of those added in here.
Yeah.
Is it just the teacher has to be a higher level skill than the trainee?
Yeah, they gain the ability to teach at level 5, and then it just has to be targeting someone lower.
Okay, perfect. Do you guys have any more questions in the chat? I know I'm missing them. Maybe if the mods can repaste some of them, that would be super helpful. I did have another question. This pack, obviously the colors look really cute with Tiny Living. What pack would you recommend? If you could only have base game and Nifty Knitting and one more pack, what pack would you add?
That's a dirty question, Steph.
Well, it's a good question. We have a lot of new...
I think we should get pets so that your cats play with the yarn ball. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm obsessed with cats.
Me too, oh my gosh.
I would say my favorite packs, Get Together is my favorite EP, Parenthood is my favorite GP, and Tiny Living I think still holds my favorite for SP, but, you know, it changes daily.
I know you're talking about seasons.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Hold on a second. Someone was asking if the stray pets can play with the yarn balls if we put those outside.
I think they could. I haven't tested it, but I'm sure.
I wonder if I would bring them all to the yard.
Dogs cannot play with the knitting, the yarn ball.
Oh,
we actually tried to do that, and Connor ran into some
there is a lot
pretty major issues with it. So
there's a little bit of tuning there. Yeah,
we tried. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How about you, Steph? Does anything jump out at you as stuff that you really like in this pack?
I really love the table. So when the what was it called? The art that you guys put out came out showing us the concept art. We went through and we recreated all of the rooms with existing items that were in the game to see if we could get them closed. And this table was impossible to do. I tried everything. I tried counters. I tried different coffee tables, just trying to like put different pieces together. And that was the one item that got me. I was like, I need this giant table. And I was actually really worried that since we got the desk, that we weren't also going to get the tables that interlock together. So I'm really happy we got both of those. That really makes the pack for me because I mean, when I think of a crafting room, I think of that big giant table in the middle where you just throw everything that you're working on.
And I saw those pictures that you were kind of doing during the voting phase of like, here's the concept art, here's how close I can recreate it with what we have. Now that the pack's done and you get to see all the stuff, does it feel like we've given you enough new things?
Yeah, I actually feel like there was some extra stuff. I saw a few things that I don't remember voting on because I was paying attention to everything, all the votes. We were going through and looking at all the stuff that was voted on, and I think there's just some extra stuff. There's more than I actually expected. Like with the plushies, I thought we would get 1 or 2. So to see that there's 4 different ones, 5 maybe, that was really surprising. And really, I love the penguin. I actually have a little stuffed penguin that looks just like this, so I want to learn how to knit just to make him a hat.
Cool. I am a little disappointed with the rug. I feel like the quality of the rug is so good that it makes all the other rugs look poor by comparison.
I wish there was a couple more colors because there was these 2 colorful ones and I think a couple of solid colors. I would have loved to see something that had some pink and stuff in it. I'm like Sarah, I love pink. But yeah, the rugs are great. We really like those. Let me see. The rug is too dang cute. What can you sell on Plopsy? Anything, pretty much anything that your sim can make, right? We went over it already. The paintings.
Yeah.
Anything through Nifty Knitting.
Yeah, like my rules were it can't be perishable, it has to fit in your inventory, and it has to have crafting quality because Plopsy does determine based on your crafting quality.
Oh, and then, so we had a question about the reminiscing. That is super cute that they can do that. It's only the elders that can do that. Is there anything like specific when they start reminiscing that's actually related to their background, or is it just kind of random, just random little images come up?
It's based on their traits, what their ultimate memory buff is. So it's looking at, I guess, their personality traits. Okay,
that's awesome. So they are sort of tailored to them a little bit. Can you sell books? I don't think so because you can't make those.
Yeah, you can't sell them, but I mean, also you can get residuals from books as well. So I don't think Plopsy might not be don't use Plopsy for books. You can make more money from.
Yeah, there's already a system in place for if you write novels to make money off them. So we decided not to include them on Plopsy. As we're kind of talking about in the chat, Plopsy was inspired more by Etsy, where kind of people craft individual items and sell them. So it's a little weird to be like, yeah, I published my book and it sells at bookstores and online, and it also sells on my craft shop.
Yeah, trying to keep it realistic. So what else can we do with Plopsy? Like if we wanted to browse through it?
Yeah, you can browse it on your phone or on computers.
Or on the computer. How do we do it on the computer?
Go to more choices and then order.
Okay.
And then
so I actually really like the browsing of Plopsy, just because like sometimes I want to play the game and I don't want to cheat at all, right? But maybe I don't want to spend all the time doing all the knitting recipes and unlocking everything. This is a great way for me to be able to get some of those knittable items without cheating and without actually making it myself. So I kind of like that.
So do the items change? Oh, yeah, it's time until refresh 23 minutes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you speed 3 to 23 minutes, that whole lineup will change. I think it sorts a couple different items. And yeah, these are items previously you couldn't purchase them because they're only through crafting, but now you can actually get them through Plopsy.
Oh, they go straight into your inventory, so we don't have to wait for them to come. That's
really
cool.
Yeah, that might have gotten old.
They want to know how you came up with the name Plopsy. They said Connor did.
It's like, you know, kind of a combination of, I guess, the Freezer Bunny and Etsy, and I think Plopsy just came to mind.
I was hoping it had something to do with the bunny. I was saying I think this little bunny right here is the mascot for Plopsy for me.
Yeah.
Cute. Do you feel
like...
like...
I find like you either love that name or you very much don't like it. There is no in between.
Have you heard that from the community, or are there a few gurus that didn't agree with that?
I will name no names.
Okay. You brought it up. No, that's cute. Let me see. Oh my gosh, the questions are going so fast. Can kids play with the plushies, or they're for decoration? I think some of them, I would imagine the small ones are toys and the big ones are decoration. Okay.
Yeah.
And what does frogging mean? I kind of gathered that from here. That's taking it apart?
It's okay. It's when you rip it, it kind of sounds like ribbit, and then ribbit as in like, you know, a frog makes. So it's ripping it apart. That's like kind of scrapping a knitted project and reusing the yarn.
So can they do that to any item, or only ones that they're currently working on?
Oh no, you can like go to someone's house and just destroy all their knitted stuff. It's you can rip it, frog the world. Even something you purchase from Plopsy, you can just destroy it immediately if that's the story you want.
Donate them to charity too. That's super cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and Rags to Riches. They want to know, do you think this would be helpful for Rags to Riches? The challenge where you start with 0 money.
It will be tough because there is sort of a gambling part, because it does take money to list things, and you do have to wait a little bit to hear back from a client or a buyer. So it will be more simoleons to do through Plopsy in the long run, but probably not immediately when you start that challenge.
Yeah, I think it's actually really ripe for challenge. I don't think this is the way you're going to make 1 million simoleons in a sim week. So this is a challenge. If you want to have your only income coming from Plopsy, you can absolutely do it. But it's definitely going to take some careful planning, maybe eating ramen a couple of nights, maybe not getting that nice couch, but you can do it.
Would frogging someone else's project count as a mischief interaction?
No. Sorry, that would have been nice. That would have been nice, though. As a broadcaster, and like, what the heck, man? I just made that. But,
yes, you can decline offers. Let's see. Oh, can you also sell the crafted items in retail as well? If we just wanted to open a little storefront, if we had to get together, could we do that with these items?
Yeah, I believe you can also dress mannequins with knitted clothing, too.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, you can sell most of the knitted items in a retail store. Not quite everything. Baby onesies don't exist in the world. They kind of exist in your inventory, and they exist on the baby. But most of the other things should be sellable.
Do knitted items in your house increase the chance of fire?
No, how dare you?
That sounds like the kind of cruel thing Connor would design, but...
I lean a little more chaotic.
He's always talking about burning things.
Yeah, we need to get SimGuru Morgan up in here.
Does she like to catch them on fire too?
She's our resident firebug for sure.
What's your, not saying that you've ever done this, but what's your favorite way to kill a sim?
Oh. I think the Murphy bed.
Ooh, can I pick one from pre-Sims 4?
Sure.
I used to love Death by Flies.
Oh, that didn't come back with Eco Lifestyle, did it?
Don't think so.
It did. We got
Did?
the
Oh,
Death
okay.
by
I
Flies, right?
thought so. Yeah, I think so.
I've been so busy. I was so busy with Nifty Knitting, I haven't really played Eco Lifestyle.
Yeah, Sarah and Connor were hard at work on Nifty Knitting while Eco Living Style was being worked on.
There's some questions about what is part of the pack and what is part of base game. So Plopsy, you do have to have the new stuff pack. And then what were the base game updates? The smaller lighting,
and the cow plant naming.
The cow plant naming. Okay.
And then some various bug fixes that needed to go in.
So the baby onesies are obviously attached to Nifty Knitting as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And does do the knitting items, do they have different qualities, and does that affect their pricing on Plopsy?
It increases their chance to be sold. Poor items, I don't think anyone will want one. But if it goes up to legendary, which is our masterwork sort of tier, they should have a higher chance to be sold.
Okay. I'm trying to get the kids to play with the toys. Do they not play with the little turtle?
So the larger ones are actually sculptures because the handheld toys have to be really small.
So just
so
Grim
So
and the
little
tiny,
Grimmy.
and the little Yarny.
the real tiny ones. Okay, let me get more of those down so they can see them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the toy ones are all really small because we want, like, in part because toddlers need to hold them too, and also kids have really tiny hands. So.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize, there's 3 different sizes. What is your, let me see, which pack have you liked working on the most between the 2 community voted stuff packs? So the other one was Laundry Day. Was there one did you all work on both packs?
I don't think any of us worked on Laundry Day. That was
SimGuru Graham's baby.
Oh, okay. How do you...
And then he said, I'll never do that again. I'll never do a community voted pack again.
Consequently, everyone in this chat liked this one better.
How is that decided? I don't know if that's something you can share, but how do they decide what gurus work on what packs? Do you volunteer, or do they kind of spread it around?
Without giving anything secret away, I'd say we are a very kind of tight development team. So we're not strictly relegated to one pack over another, and we're always trying to kind of broaden our skill sets and work on different things. So, Connor might be working on a game pack, he might be working on a stuff pack, he might be working on an expansion pack. You never know.
Okay, no, that's actually cool to know because I wasn't sure how that worked. Does knitting increase fun and reduce stress? Does it have any sort of interaction with your emotions when you're knitting?
Staying in the rocking chair reduces stress, but knitting increases fun.
Increases fun. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yarn and water don't really mix if you have seasons. Would the knitted mailboxes get wet and drip in the rain?
No, you're welcome.
It smells funny, right?
Mildew starts to form on it.
They've been Scotch guarded. They are waterproof.
A lot of people are saying that Laundry Day is their favorite. Actually, Laundry Day was my favorite, but I have to say I think I like this one better. It's kind of hard because I try to pick one favorite expansion, one favorite game pack, and one favorite stuff pack when I'm asked. So it's going to be a toss-up, but I definitely think this one's cute because of all the interaction. Like, you can do laundry so many times, right? The objects are super cute, but the kids are involved, the grandparents are involved, like everyone's involved, which makes it extra fun, I think.
Yeah, I look at these as like, it's like great seasoning for the meal. If the meal is The Sims 4, this is like seasoning. And, I think we're looking at it, super concentrated, as if this is the only pack in the game right now. So we're looking at all the new stuff. But I think where it really shines is once you start kind of playing, quote unquote, normally, and you're doing your normal play, your normal challenges, your normal build. And then this is just another thing that kind of layers in with all the rest of the content in the game. So that mix and match is where I think it gets real powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to add things. I love that we get packs because it just always brings something new to the game, especially as a builder. Like, this is so inspirational. A lot of people were worried that this is only for knitting, but I could see making all sorts of craft rooms. I mean, you have paint over here and paint brushes, and someone was asking for a glue gun. There's a glue gun right here nailed to the board. So
we really wanted to try and make this, feel inclusive of all the different craft types. We have some great little embroidered things you can put on the wall. Some of the stuff too is felted. So we're really kind of trying to hit all of those points and represent all the different crafters. I really wanted scrapbooking clutter, but
that would have been
alas.
really cute. That would have been awesome. Let's see. Just seeing if there's more. I thought there would be more questions, to be honest. Does anyone else have more questions? We got through mine so quickly. Wish I prepared more now. Scrapbooking. Oh, do you guys have any crafting hobbies in real life that you do?
I paint. I paint a lot, and if anyone's been in a Zoom call with me, they'd see all the paintings around the house too.
I totally thought those were all your girlfriends. Those are
some
yours.
Are mine. Some are mine too, actually. Believe it or not. They're mostly hers though.
Are you trying to take credit for her drawings, Connor?
No, I would never.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying there's a couple in there that I think are really nice. And
Connor paints kitties.
Wait, really?
I do.
Oh, that's so cool.
Do you get their permission first? Like, how do you keep them still?
I make a mental image and try my best. Because they're not
Okay,
safe.
so you're not painting on the kitty. You're painting a picture of it.
No, I should say I might just try that. I might.
No, Connor has the best kitty. It's so fluffy, and I love him.
Yeah,
and you
a
should
little
never
cloud.
paint on him. He's too beautiful.
Unless it's in The Sims, because you can paint on your cats.
Oh man, somebody's asking what didn't make the pack. So I don't think we will answer that, right? Because then it's just like, well, why didn't we do it? What I'd say is, it doesn't matter what size pack we're making, stuff pack, game pack, EP. There's always more things that we could put in. I think finding the right time to stop and tie everything down and get the bugs out is always really hard because, we could probably make this pack for 5 years and never release it and just keep putting more stuff in it.
I know we're not supposed to talk about future content, but does this rule out the chance of ever getting more hobbies in the future, or is it still possible that we could definitely add more?
I think there's a huge possibility for more hobbies. I don't think that this is the arts and crafts theme is now gone forever. I would probably say we won't do another knitting pack, but I would hope if people really want various arts and crafts activities that we're going to get that feedback and, I don't think there's anything stopping us from supporting that without promising anything, of course.
Of course. Is there a way that we can ask for things without, bombarding you guys? Like, is there a forum or tagging on Twitter? Like, what's the appropriate way if we're looking for something and we want to ask if we can have it possibly in the future?
I would say just naturally talking about it in your streams.
Just in our community. You guys pay attention to those, yeah.
We do. Possibly go into the forums and putting a post in there. You can always at us at Twitter. Now, again, we're probably not going to answer just because we can't talk about, future content in any real way, but we absolutely hear from the community from a variety of places, and we're always trying to keep that information in our back pocket. So as we start coming up with the new packs, the new features, it's giving players what they're asking for.
Okay, that's good advice. So just be vocal about it in our communities. Awesome. I want to see if I can get him to knit on the toilet.
Oh yeah, I gotta try again. Get him on the toilet already, and then go to the basket.
So knitting on the toilet was kind of a happy accident. I actually asked Connor about this early on. I was like, "Can we have them knit on the toilet?" And he looked at the code and he's like, "Oh no, that's not possible." And then when we were testing the pack, I was like, "Oh my god, I made it happen." So we left it in, but it does require some kind of specific steps. They have to be on the toilet, and then if you click on the knitting basket, you can tell them to knit, and they will continue sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Oh, now he didn't sit down.
Oh, no.
I
Good.
think we tested it on the Guru live stream, too, right? They can knit by the pool side.
Yeah, that was another one that was a little finicky, but we got
I was
to
thinking
work.
about, I think they can knit by the pool side, but they can't teach to knit by the pool side, was what finally ended up happening, because it was causing problems.
Can they teach to knit on the toilet?
No, it needs to be
Thank goodness,
each
no.
other. This invasion of privacy. No.
We came up with a little saying for you guys. If it sits, it knits.
Yep.
Okay, what was the most surprising or interesting challenge in making this pack? Ooh, good question.
I think originally, I was maybe concerned like, oh, do we will we not have enough things to knit? But then we got so many things to knit, so that was out the door. We got so many socks, we got so many plant hangers, and I think that I think originally I was like, oh
socks
man,
and plant hangers.
yeah. I think that was originally my concern, but that was quickly dismissed.
I think my
go ahead.
biggest concern was, we created this new gameplay where there's cast stuff that's locked, and a lot of the objects are kind of, you have to knit them. So one of my big worries was a new player's going to come into the pack and they're going to open up build mode. It's not going to look like there's much stuff in there, or they're going to go into cast and everything's locked off. So making sure we had cheats to unlock things, and in cast it kind of shows you the things that you can't access yet, but at least you can see that it's there. I think those things were pretty important because we didn't want to make it look like it was empty in your first 5 minutes of playing it.
Yeah, I'd say definitely the rocking chair was the most challenging thing we made this pack. I know it doesn't seem that way, but it was very difficult to code and do the animations and just kind of get that all working right.
So
we've never done anything like the rocking chair before, so that always
new chairs, new ways to sit, new ways to recline are very, very difficult for us. So yeah, it seems like, oh, you just sit down and rock, but there's actually a ton of complication under the hood there.
So we can't actually rock with the toddler on her lap, right? But we can put the toddler on the chair.
Yeah, just like other chairs too. So toddlers don't really sit on laps, but they'll sit on chairs. So same kind of rule set here.
Okay.
Toddlers can nap in the chair, which I think is super cute.
I love when they just randomly nap on things.
I know, it's so cute. I love it.
Okay, so this question kind of goes hand in hand, but if you can remember way back to when we had the community vote, there was some other categories like happy haunts, and I don't remember what they all were, fun tech and all those. Were you surprised that the arts and crafts won, or what would your pick have been? That's kind of two questions, but was it surprising to see this pack win?
I thought happy haunts would win. That's one I voted for.
Which one?
Not surprised by it.
Yeah.
Which one?
I think he was saying Happy Haunts is what he was going for.
Okay, Happy Haunts.
I would say I am not at all surprised. Seeing how Laundry won the first, I remember it was Laundry versus I can't remember what it was called, but it was the Danger Pack, New Ways to Die and stuff. So it was this kind of very fantastical pack versus the very realistic pack, and the community chose for the ultra realism. So knitting winning did not surprise me at all. But I'm also in the Connor camp. I personally was going for that Happy Haunt, so I was a little sad that it didn't win, but I'm still really happy with the knitting results. What was your pick, Sarah?
I'm sorry, what? I was so focused on the chat. I wasn't listening to you guys.
I know, it's so distracting.
I'm sorry, I've been trying to...
so fast. The question was, were you surprised to see this win from the community vote? And was there another pack that you maybe would have preferred to see over the arts and crafts?
Yeah, so I personally thought all along that either arts and crafts or Happy Haunts was going to win. And I personally wanted arts and crafts. I really wasn't sure, though, what within arts and crafts was going to come out on top. And I was kind of surprised it was knitting. I was sort of expecting it to be the glass fabrication or the pottery. But knitting ended up being a lot of fun. So,
do different items unlock as your skill goes up, or can they knit everything straight from the beginning?
Every skill level, you'll get a new category. You start with hats, then you go to socks. I think the next one is decorations, and that includes mailboxes. Yeah, so I made sure every skill level you gain something.
Okay. And then, Oh, there's another question. Sorry, just lost my train of thought. Oh, what was your favorite cast item in the pack? I know we talked about favorite objects, but what's your favorite piece of clothing that they can create?
The forbidden sweater, absolutely.
The forbidden sweater.
That one is a good one.
No,
I'm all about that graying hair. I really like that new hair on males.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I think we got a little bit of that going on here. Some of the different colors looked, let's go into cast for a second. Some of the different colors were definitely more obvious that it was graying.
Yeah, I feel very, very, very natural. Others are a little bit more, silly is probably not the right word, but maybe not as realistic.
Yeah, that's really cool. It looks like he's graying and then trying to dye his hair on top of it and not working. I love that this isn't necessarily tied to Nifty Knitting, but I love that we can put some of the adult hairs on the kids and then they get the colored hair. Okay, so here's her pants. Can these pants be knitted too, or are these just... Is there a difference between the cast items that came with the pack and the cast items that you can knit, or are they all the same?
Oh, there's a difference. It'll show in the cast selection categories which ones are locked still. Assuming you cheat, so we won't be able to see them. But those pants though, those are default. Okay, so there they are. Yeah. So those are the ones you still have to craft yourself, and it tells you what skill level you'll need to craft them, or what, in that case, what trait you need.
And is this the correct sweater here? This one with the balls on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we still have to learn that one.
Yeah.
Right, and you actually have to knit each swatch because each variant of the sweater unlocks on its own. So even after you unlock one color, you won't get access to the other colors until you knit them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it's pretty much endless. So it'd probably take you, I don't know if you guys tested it, but how long would it take you to knit every item in the pack?
I imagine it'd take a long time. I did not test that, how long it would take, but I'm sure it will take a while, though.
New challenge.
I believe these are locked on a household basis. Is that correct, Connor?
Yes, these are households. So as long as you keep your family in the same household, all your kids will inherit the clothing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really good idea. I love that. Let's see.
Do you like the boots?
I love the boots. I was actually really happy we got those for both kids and adults because that was one of my favorite items. I'm not like really into casts. I'm normally just a builder, but those boots were something I was really looking forward to.
Don't sell yourself short. I know your one tile bathroom is still like the top of my list.
That's still building though. I don't make Sims. We actually took my Sim and just cloned her. So we aged her up and turned her into a guy and then aged her down because I didn't want to make a bunch of Sims. Everyone loves the boots.
Yeah, I'm happy you guys asked for the kids version of that. It was a little bit of a challenge, but I know Sarah was able to kind of champion that and help get it through. So I'm happy we were able to deliver that too.
There was a lot of feedback on the forums that people really, really wanted that boot for kids. So we kind of worked with the cast art team and snuck that in at the last minute to make sure we could give it to you guys.
I was so happy about that. We were screaming when we saw that.
That was the same thing with socks. Like, people on the forums were like, we really, really want socks. So we kind of stuffed that in at the last minute, and then our artists just went above and beyond and made a ridiculous quantity of socks. The best socks, in my opinion, are the little raccoon socks.
Those are adorable.
100%.
I like the little pink raccoon socks. I put them on all of my Sims, even the guys.
Now, I think you guys talked about this before, but basically when we vote on the items, do you balance them out somehow? Or if like 10 toddler dresses won, would you have given all 10 of those to us?
Yeah, so...
go ahead, Sarah. You did.
You want to tackle that? Okay. So we do kind of have to balance that. I mean, it's something where, we wouldn't make a pack that's only pants if all the pants had won. We actually got kind of lucky with this one. The way the votes worked out, we didn't actually have to balance anything because it came out just kind of a good ratio of stuff for everyone.
Yeah, I think we had moved like one item down, and we moved one item up to be supported because we were worried we didn't have enough knittable items. But then I think we ended up
it was a kid's sweater
anyways.
That we didn't have a kids knitted sweater that was in the top 15. It was like, I can't remember, number 17 or 18 or something. So we did move that one up because otherwise we wouldn't have anything for you to knit for children.
Okay, so you make sure to keep it pretty as balanced as you can, but still.
Yeah, but by and large, we really just try to respect the results of the voting and try not to mess with things as much as we possibly can.
Just sad that the pet clothing didn't make it, but oh well.
Oh yeah, there was the cute one with like the fish dangling in front of the face. I thought that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, I love that one.
I was so surprised neither of those made it.
You know, it was higher up. It was in the top 30, but it wasn't high enough up.
Oh, here we go. Now I got the socks unlocked. Oh, these are super cute.
I know, aren't they cute? There's a pink one. I really
Where's
like
the fail
the pink one.
We were talking about this on when we were watching the Guru stream. We love the mismatch ones. Those are actually pretty awesome. Like the fails. Yeah, the fails were really cool to add, and I think we'll probably use those quite often.
Nice.
You're hoping for crazy cat lady knitting cat sweaters.
I was so sad the crazy cat lady sweater did not win the vote.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the kind of thing where if this wasn't a community voted pack and it was just a knitting pack, that like as a development team we would have done that. That would have been something we put in. Oh, and somebody just commented about the Viking hat too. We were all
Oh,
crushed with Viking hat.
my god, I remember.
That was
I actually loved a lot of the hats, and I was a little surprised that the bear hat like surfaced up. Like, it is very cute. But we kind of, we already have an animal hat, and we had all these other hats. The hats, unfortunately, just did not rank very high in the voting. People didn't seem to like any of the hats except for that animal one.
So I think you guys are bringing up like maybe one of the hardest things of working on the community pack is we obviously put up more things than we can actually make, so we have selections to vote on. But, it really is hard when you find something you really like and you want in the game, but it didn't win the vote. So, as you go through 4 rounds of that, there's always something that you're going to be unhappy with. Hopefully there's plenty of things that you're going to be happy with. But, we never like making people sad. And when somebody's like sad that their thing didn't win, it always kind of makes us feel bad too.
Yeah, I can see that because we can tell that you guys we talk about this a lot on the stream. We can tell that the Gurus really love and care about the community. You guys pop into the chat all the time and you really listen to what we say. I know it's impossible to add every single thing that every person wants, but we know that you really hear us and try to do your best to like sneak little things in whenever you can. Like the cow plant. I know that's nothing to do with Nifty Knitting, but how did that come about? I know
that was all ninja.
That was all ninja. Kayla finally got her justice.
Okay, all right. You want to know? I probably shouldn't even say this. It's nothing too juicy or anything.
Spill the tea.
But
we won't tell anyone.
I just desperately wanted to troll like Kayla and desperately wanted to troll a few other people that were asking for it. So I loved the fact knowing that we were doing it and I could go into those streams and be like, we will never allow cow plant naming and really just kind of troll. So the reveal was a lot of fun.
It was funny actually because he sent this email out saying he wants to do this and it was after we were alpha. And I was just like, come on, you're killing me here.
I mean,
it's
it
like
was
the last thing I'll ask for.
You could even name. I saw the toys. You can name Little Grimm, so that's awesome that we have that now. I love the cow plants. Going back to like the deaths, that's my favorite one. I love Death by Cow Plant.
Cow plants are pretty iconic.
They
Feels like you can't have a Sims game without a cow plant now.
They love that you named it Little Simsy.
We had so much fun. But, I fully expect we're going to see countless other Justice for Insert Something Here campaigns. You will not break us. They will not work. We cannot start the standard of every Justice for is going to be supported.
Justice for Bonehilda.
Yeah, Bonehilda. I know we didn't get Bonehilda, but we did get those skeletons from Jungle Adventure, and you could kind of get them to function the same way, right? They could live with you, and I don't know.
We talked about Bonehilda being like on the Happy Haunts voting selection.
I hope there's not bringing you something like that in the future because Bonehilda was my favorite. Like I started with Sims 3 and I had the Goth household and I made a character and she decided to marry I can't remember Sims 3 now, but to marry the Goth guy and kick out his wife, and then she had twins with him, and Bonehilda lived with them, and we turned the creepy attic into a nursery. And she would just go up there and like push the babies on the swing. It was her favorite thing. It was so cute to watch. I really miss Bonehilda.
Yeah, I miss her too. You can kind of get some aspect of it now if you have Jungle Adventure and you have the relics to curse a sim to become a skeleton. You can absolutely have your housekeeper over and turn them into a skeleton. But yeah, I think we miss Bonehilda too. There's just some lore there that would be nice to have.
I believe Bonehilda is one of the sellers on Plopsy. We have like 150 Plopsy sellers, and about half of them are Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3. And My Sims references.
Yeah, that was a question earlier. It went by so fast, but someone was asking, can you change any of the usernames or your own username, or are they all just kind of randomly put in there?
Oh no, those are just the internet strangers. Yeah, you don't have a username on Plopsy, like the other people's. Yeah, but yeah, there's a ton of references in there. I mean, even Crumblebottom makes an appearance on Plopsy selling knits. So there's some fun stuff.
Awesome. Well, I think we have time for maybe one more question. Does chat have maybe one more question we can get for the gurus? I know they've got to get going soon. I know I've missed a lot of questions.
We drive Steph crazy, so she's just like, I'm only going to hang with you for a certain amount of time, and then I've reached my limit.
No, I'd love to have you here all day. You guys answer the questions. Maybe it's because there's 3 of you here, but you answer the questions so quickly. Should have prepared
this one
more.
come up a couple times. Was there something you guys wanted to include, but it wasn't possible or too difficult to implement? I did reply to this in the chat, but it probably got lost. I know one of the things we talked about really early on was we also wanted to include crocheting. But it became pretty obvious early on that we needed our animation team to just focus on knitting. Yeah. Anyone who knits and crochets knows that it's very different. The end result is very similar, but actually crocheting, the needles are different and how you handle them is different. So it didn't make it.
Yeah.
I mean, we still allow you to knit some crochet items, and the community was like, that's okay. We'd rather have the gameplay of being able to do it, even if it's not perfectly accurate. So that was like an area where we couldn't quite deliver exactly what we wanted, but we were able to kind of collapse it down into one thing.
The tank top too that is unlocked in CAS initially, that's not crafted. That's a crochet top. If you look at the CAS assets, our art director really tried to kind of bring in some of those handmade elements. We've got the kind of blinged out jeans. Those are kind of, the bejeweled style that was, I don't know, popular in the 90s. There were these 2 commercials. You get a little gun and decorate your pants with gemstones.
All right, one last question. Do any of the lot traits help you while you are knitting?
I don't think so.
Not lot trait, but I know with Tiny Living, if you're in a micro home, that's going to help you with your skill gain. So you can definitely gain knitting skill faster.
Yeah, definitely doing a tiny home. That is a pro tip there.
Well, that actually come in useful because we're actually going to do a challenge. I keep forgetting what it's called, but I think it's called the Room Challenge. So we're basically going to build an entire tiny house in a single room. We're going to put one solo sim in there, delete the front door, and they could only earn money through Plopsy, basically whatever they can create at home. So we'll be doing that sometime this week. I'm excited for that.
Let me know the success of that. Yeah.
That sounds like my real life the last few months.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I think a lot of us can relate. Well, thank you so much for being here. Guys, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to the gurus. I know they have to get going, but we do have those 10 game codes to give away. So I will make sure you guys stick around for that. But everyone, please put a bunch of love in the chat for the gurus. And you can now get Nifty Knitting. It's available right now on PC, Mac, and console. It's a $10 stuff pack. We hope you guys check it out. And guys, thank you so much for being here. We enjoy you answering our questions. And again, popping in whenever you can, lurking in our communities. We just have a lot of love for the gurus. So we're extra excited that you guys wanted to come chat with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us. This was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This is such a positive, wholesome area of the interweb, so it's always nice to be able to come here. I do see a few sparked contestants in chat, and I'm certainly not going to say anything to them.
I think I see Fry's SimGuru Ninja emote flying around too. Is that?
Yeah, I saw a couple.
Oh my gosh. And yes, thank you. It's kind of hard to read the chat and do this, but we saw Ashley in here, Dr. Ashley. We saw this improve. Thank you again, Javon, from the Sims community for the raid. Just everyone, Spring Sims is here, Steven. We love you guys so much. So we see you. And I'll stay live, and we've got a lot more stream left to go. So thank you guys again, and thank you for sponsoring the stream. Thank you for the code giveaways, and I guess we'll chat to you on Twitter and see you in the streams.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.